Hi everyone, I'm Hoodie Angel Brennan, and welcome back to another month of Fae Freebies, this time for September, I think. Anyway, kicking things off, we have Weekly Revival 13 and Heroes with Desperation. We'll go ahead and start with Weekly Revival featuring Hector. That's the only character on this banner, right? No. So it also has Tana, who I cannot say I'm particularly thrilled to see right now, given what she did on when I summoned for the Hero Fest banner. And Luke is not someone that I ever want to pull, because frankly, seeing his smug smirk will crush my soul in ways that I don't think I'm prepared to deal with. So we're just going to pull green and stay far away from those red orbs. And fortunately, there were no blue orbs to try and traumatize me further. Just a Nino. It's a drawback fodder, so it could have been worse. And then over here we have Heroes with Desperation featuring May, Aira, and Karel. May is obviously very common, so I'm not going to prioritize her, though I guess if there's no reds, she still wouldn't be too bad. I could get her tome. I'm a little bit more interested in her tome now that we have Sigrun available from Grail's Giving Def Res Link, because I could turn her into a AR buff bot with quad link buffs. And if I did that, I'd probably build Odin first, but she'd be good for the other season. Because I don't like making duplicates of units if I can avoid it. And so being able to have two units that just buff all stats by using a movement assist is pretty solid. I do like tactic skills, but for AR I think I do prefer something where I can trigger it like a Link or a Rally. Just because you can turn it off if you're getting hit by panic, which is very common there. Where if it's a tactic, you can't turn it off if it's already triggered. So, or rather, I guess you're not turning it off in this case, you're just not activating it, so it doesn't become an issue. Karel is okay with his Refine, but, sword infantry, not super exciting. Same thing with Aira, but she's the only unit I don't have, so we're going to pull red anyway. Well, actually, no, I don't have Karel either, so either of them would be at least some Dragon Flowers. But, if something like Byleth or Keaton decided to pop up instead, I wouldn't be upset. Just saying. No, well, it's almost the same thing as Karel, because they have the same weapon, more or less. But that's a unfortunate pull, but, I didn't need anything too badly, so I'm not too upset. Oh well. And here we have the rerun of Performing Arts, the original Dancer banner. And without even really realizing it, I guess I amassed most of these units. I did specifically pull green on its debut, trying to get either Inigo or Azura. And I managed to get Inigo. And then, like the next year, I don't remember if it was the rerun or the legendary banner when Shigure was on, but I managed to free pull him. And then I got Azura for the free seasonal from like the year 2 anniversary celebration or whatever. So all that's left is Olivia, who we're going to try and get, although Inigo wouldn't be bad because I could merge and remove his Bane, and I do use him in Aether raids. Or I could go really memey and try and get Shigure's tome and put it on Morgan. But I think I'd rather just have another dancer with Olivia. So that's what we're going to pull for. Try and get her. And what have we got? Nope, it's just George. That's okay, I wasn't really expecting to pull her, but oh well. One day, maybe I'll complete this banner and have everyone, but I'm not going to worry about it now, because honestly, they probably haven't aged the best. Oh well. For Weekly Revival 14, we have Lind, Sonya, and Saber. All pretty cool units. Wouldn't mind having any of them. I do already have Sonya, but I'm apparently already merging her because she's at like +1 or +2. So I mean, like, why not? Let's just slowly, over the course of the next like 5 years, build up a +10 Sonya without ever actually summoning for her specifically. But we also have Lind, who I don't have in Saber, who I actually really liked in Echoes, which I played after his original banner came out and everything. But in retrospect, I was offended that Saber was so bad in Heroes compared to how good he was in Echoes. Like, he just hard carried Celica's route. And then he was not good here, so I was very sad. But his new Refine, well, not new anymore, but his Refine gave him a nice niche, and it's much more true to what I imagine that they were going for, because it looks like they were trying to make him like a Dread Fighter here, but it didn't really work. But Dread Fighters are busted in Echoes, and I'm guessing that's what they were going for. Well, I wanted to pull red for Saber, but I guess I'm not allowed to. I'm not allowed to have fun. So we're going to pull blue for Lind instead, just because I don't have her. One day, Sonya. One day we'll maybe +10 you on accident, but instead it's just a Shigure. Not very interesting, but you know, it could still be worse. I mean, he's got noontime. That's kind of nifty sometimes. Oh well. Back to waiting. Alright, we have the new power refinement banner, which is just Choose Your Legends 1. Most of these refines were actually pretty great. Irvan from Brave Ike is now as scary as it looked like it would be when it first came out. Like, it makes him a really tanky boy. I refined mine, and he can tank a good amount of stuff. I don't really care about him, so I just tossed him on my arena or my Aether Raid's defense. But maybe he'll cheese out a win here or there. But Lucina's makes hers a great supporter. Wouldn't mind pulling her. Roy's also solid, though the fact that you can also just put it on Eliwood, who is much more common, makes that a little less appealing. And then Lyn got the least exciting of the bunch. I don't even remember what it was exactly. I think it just like if she has like more speed than the opponent, she gets like +4 to all stats or something. It's a good refine. It's like, you know, it's just that Mulagir wasn't a great bow at base, and it's not nearly as exciting as these other ones. But you know what? That's fine, because I see her enough as it is over the past 2 years. I still see her with some regularity in Aether Raid, so you know what? I'm okay with her not having something crazy broken. And like I said, it's still not a terrible refine. It's just probably still not better than Fire Sweep, but I don't know. So I actually think that since I can get the same effect off of Eliwood if I really want it, I think I'm best off just going for Lucina. I mean, more steady breath fodder isn't a terrible thing. I think my order here would be Lucina, then Roy, then Ike, and then Lyn is whatever. Alright, we got one blue, and that's all I need for my free summon. So let's just pull this. Who have we got? Oh, it's a Larshell. Okay, you have like what, renewal at 4-star? Yeah, because I promoted one for Res Tactics and then immediately pulled a 5-star one, and I was very upset. Renewal isn't terrible budget skill, I guess. Oh well. I'm sure they'll come around again, and one day I'll end up with a Lucina maybe. Or not. Who knows? Alrighty, next we have Weekly Revival 15 with Eldigan, Azura, and Deirdre. And also we have, where is it? Tibarn and Kanegis's battle, featuring Rayson. I was kind of hoping Nyla would show up because I don't really know Tellius, but I think they're all like the 3 Beast Kings or whatever. So it would have made a little bit of sense for her to show up, but also it would have been a really nutty banner. So it's not that surprising that they threw Racin in as a dud, but it is disappointing because I've gotten many Racins and I don't need more of him. But I do need Nyla, so I guess it's just continual waiting for that. I do want another Canagus for Distant Defense 4 on Morgan, but I'm not sure if I want to spend Orbs on that right now. We are sitting at a healthy 355, so I could spend again, but for now I'm going to hold off on that banner. First we have this weekly revival one. I already have like 3 Azuras. I have not pulled an Eldigan or a Deirdre though, so I wouldn't mind either of them. I would prefer Deirdre though, just because another counter for, well, I was going to say another counter for Legendary Tiki and Arena Assault would be nice to have, but I guess we're just going to hope for an Eldigan instead. And it's just fur. Boo. Morgan wants Distant Defense 4, okay? And she is not going to get it from the free summon, apparently. So, we're going to pull red as our backup. Try for a Tibarn. Set up more Gale Force strats, even though I've got, like, 3 of my units are Gale Forcers. Oh, there's an Ares. I did need him. I'm considering building DC Vantage Tank Ares with DC. Yeah, DC Vantage Tank. It's right there in the name. Obviously, duh. Minus defense, not the best for that. I was hoping for plus attack, but, you know, it's not unusable, and if I ever pull another one I could easily merge. He's fairly common for some reason. One of the more questionable demotes that IS has done, but, you know, not a bad one for us. But we are still going to focus on colorless. Come on. Just give me that lovely Distant Defense 4 fodder. Nope. Guard 2 fodder, I guess. Not that exciting. Yeah, the last time I tried for Distant Defense 4 was on the original banner with him and Mordecai, and I tried to split it between him and Mordecai because I wanted both of them, and then Mordecai ended up demoting, and I felt really silly, and here he is. But you know what? I may just throw this in the free summon video because 2 extra summons is not enough to justify this. But I felt silly because I spent extra orbs to try and get him, and I split it between him and Mordecai, and if I had just gone for just him, who was obviously not going to demote, whereas Mordecai at least had a chance, I feel like I could have gotten him then. But because I split, I ended up kind of messing myself up. So I guess just let that be a lesson to you all. Focus on your priorities. I say as I deviate from saving for my priorities to pull for this guy. So I guess this is a case of do as I say, not as I do. But here is a straight neutral one. Not bad by any means. And, you know, it's tempting because he's a great unit on his own to try and get another one to just use, but I think I'm going to call it. I'm going to be smart this time. I was blessed. I got a lovely one ready to fodder for Morgan. Actually, I'm going to grind up that extra 1,000 hero merit first, but I can fodder him to Morgan, get Distant Defense 4, get Distant Guard, who I thought about foddering Kronia for, but I figured in the future I was going to want Distant Defense 4. So if I pulled it off of him, then I would get Distant Guard anyway, so it was smarter to just wait, and lo and behold, it was smarter to just wait. That Kronia can go to one of my other units who would love that skill, maybe even just Corrin, honestly, for Aether Raid support. But, yeah, he's ready to be foddered as soon as I fodder up, or get that extra 1,000 hero merit, and, yeah, Morgan is getting a fun new toy, so that's exciting. I guess this is a free summon video, even though I spent like, what, 10 orbs on that? Oh well. Our next banner is Heroes with Bonfire, which is actually really solid banner here. We got Myrrh, who is still quite usable, quite good in this current day and age. But then we also have the newer dragons over here. Really, this is just a dragon banner. They should just call it dragons. But we've got Aiden with the lovely Fortress Def Res, also just a solid unit on her own. Lovely armor killer. Wouldn't mind having her. But the real prize, in my opinion, on this banner is Na. I really want Na. First of all, she's really cool. One of my favorite Awakening kids. I mean, like, obviously she can't be number one. I mean, you're competing with Morgan. Yeah. Better luck next time. But she's really cool. One of my favorites still. And she seems like a pretty strong unit here. I don't see her very often though. She's rare, but I think most people used her for fodder, and understandably, she's got some great fodder, and I really want her. Like I said, you're probably wondering, well, gee, Hoodie Angel Brandon, what are you going to do with Na if you get her? Well, obviously, I'm going to fodder her. But for what? To Corrin, of course. If you know me, that should be obvious. Oh yeah, bonus doubler sounds like a good skill for him. You know, he's got well-rounded stats with your build. You could do a nice 14th buff to all. No, that's not what I want. I want to put infantry breath on him so that he can give Sharena, Alphonse, and Anna increased special cooldowns in arena. That's why I want her. The stupidest reason. Also, it would be nice in Aether raids. I could put it on my Naui that he supports with, and give her something else in her A slot to make her a little more tanky. Maybe like Fortress Def Res, actually. I do have an extra cliff, but so yeah, we're going for red because that's the best one. I was gonna pull any reds here, but I don't know. We'll just take this one, I guess. It's just a long coup. That's not exciting. I rainbowed way too much for that. I don't know. That's a good banner. I kind of want to see I think we'd see what's on the Mythic Heroes banner before then. If I want to pull again, well, I'll do that on a separate video and do that in like a few days. Yay. Here is our new Heroes banner, the Chosen Ones. Got our tickets already, which was quite the ordeal. I actually got Sirius over here up to almost enough to get his second accessory before I got Norn to like 400 or however much for the tickets. So that was a little absurd, but I got it. This banner's okay. Like it's not anything that's mind-blowing to me. It's just more like power creep. Nagi has a even more Yu-Gi-Oh card-esque weapon description. We got a dancer with like a vantage weapon and dual effectiveness, pretty solid. Our most likely demote is very powerful stat-wise, and you know, her skills are not super exciting, but boy, her stats are there. She could be a good defensive archer. And then Sirius is another Lance Cav. Of these, I think I would want Nagi the most, just for Ophelia counter stuff and shenanigans in AR. Though I'm not sure how well she'll actually do her job. Like, she seems solid on paper, but then, and her stats are great for like mixed tanking. But when you actually look at it in practice, she is still a green armor and dragon, which has two weaknesses, two fairly common weaknesses, and then you know, most Ophelia comps have some kind of red on there somewhere. Usually Lilina or Hoshiden Summer Micaiah. Aversa's fairly common too. So I think all of those are going to take a big dent in, put a big dent in her, even with her high res. Micaiah will probably just completely destroy her. So I don't know. She seems solid on paper, but in practice, I'm curious as to how well she'll hold up. My second pick would be our dancer because Vantage and dual effectiveness just seems kind of fun. So I think we'll prioritize green, then red, and then blue, and then colorless. Although Norn has really cute art, but like, you know, if she is the most likely demote, so if someone demotes, it'll probably be her. I don't think I want to spend orbs on this, even just picking up extra greens. It's very tempting, but you know what? A few orbs here or there won't hurt too much. Ooh, a Repo Man. That's not bad. That's always useful. Thank you, Repo Man. Ooh, that's a lot of greens. I don't know if I want to spend that many orbs. Ooh, I don't know. A Gunther. Now I kind of want to spend orbs just in protest. I shouldn't do this, but I'm going to, just because you never see that many greens. And I would love to pull some Camillas for Savage Blow fodder. Hopefully now that I've plus 10'd her, proven my dedication to Big Sis, she will decide to come home and let me feed her to units for Savage Blow. It has been 2 years where I just didn't have that as an available skill to me. Ooh, but we got Barst. That's cool. A second Repo Man. And a fourth green orb in this session. Or in this, this summon session. Just a church. Regrets. Alright, ticket number 3. Just the one green orb this time. Again, those reds kind of tempting because the new dancer does look pretty solid, but do I need her? Not really. Merrick, I haven't seen him in a while actually, but I can't say that I'm happy to see him return. So I spent, what, 20 orbs already? That's not good. A Raven. Okie dokie. And our final ticket. There's no greens. Okay. Red, let's go. Please give me the dancer. No. I would have taken Ban too. They added him directly into the 4-star pool, but no luck, even with my 20 orbs. But you know what? 20 orbs for reposition fodder times 2. I'd say that's good. That's all right. No power creeped dragon or dancer for me, but oh well. Not the end of the world. They'll come around again, I'm sure. Alrighty, we have Weekly Revival 16, which is not terribly impressive. It's Ephraim, Corel, and Jafar. I already have Jafar. I don't have either of these two. Among them, I guess I'd prefer Ephraim just because I don't know. Corel is just like another infantry sword unit. Ephraim is at least infantry lance, which is a little rarer. Also, I don't have any version of Ephraim, and he was all right. He was a pretty decently cool lord in Sacred Stones, so I guess we'll try for him. I'm not gonna spend orbs for him though. We're just gonna try and nab him with the free pool. And get a Claire instead. Alright, that's fine, I guess. Could be worse, I suppose. But definitely not gonna spend orbs. Fierce Stance banner. Admittedly, I was kind of hoping to see Bantu on it, just because that would have been kind of funny. Although I suppose people pulling for Zelgius are happy that he's not there, because they would have been very sad to pull a 3-4 unit instead of him. As it is, all 5 stars, but I already have Zelgius and Dorcas. Don't have Kana, so I guess we'll pull green. Also, it has slightly better odds with both of them on there. And at worst, if I pull another Dorcas, I can merge him, or I guess I could give Infantry Pulse to someone. Probably take the merge because I actually do like Dorcas. But we'll just pull this green. Maybe both greens. Really need some Savage Blow fodder. Would actually probably like that more than the 5 stars. But alas, the Camilla curse persists. You know what? Let's grab the other green while we're here, just for those slightly better odds. Come on, no, nothing. Gunther. Would have been happy with Barst or Camilla, but nope, no luck. Alrighty, we have Weekly Revival 17 with Alencia, Innis, and Tana. Of these, I only don't have Innis, so I think we're going to go for him. Alencia wouldn't be terrible to remove her Bane, but it's not a super big hindrance, so... or I guess we could go for Tana, because somehow, despite never once trying to pull for her, I am at a +3 Tana right now, and I never use her, so... really, I think I'm cursed is what it is. She's very upset because on both my runs of Sacred Stones, I let her die on the first map where she joined, and now she's angry about it, so she keeps showing up to pity break me. Probably. So anyway, we're going to try for Innis. Alencia would be our backup, but there we go. One green, or one colorless. So we'll just open that, and then take our Jacob and be very sad about it. But not that sad, because I really don't need Innis that bad. Oh well, I would have preferred like Mercedes or something, but you can't win them all. Alrighty, to close things off, we have Mythic Heroes Thracier and her corresponding banner, which is an okay banner. I feel like every color has at least one unit that I'm not particularly interested in. Blue has Kjell, who has Bolt Fighter, but otherwise is just fairly average armor unit that we get like every month or so. Not especially interesting. Also, I don't really like her. We got Soren, who is actually really cool. I like his art. But he's also a blue cavalry and has to compete with Reinhardt. Jenny over here, fairly standard healer. Nothing particularly noteworthy. I do like her staff, though. I wouldn't mind putting that on Sakura, but it's not something I would pull on a Mythic Hero banner. If I were going to try for that, I'd pull on a regular banner, the Picnic banner in the spring. Red is actually probably the most solid overall in my opinion. Everyone there has pretty decent fodder and decent utility. And then green, which has our new hero on it, has Veronica, who mostly only has her dual skill if you don't want to use her, so not that exciting. I guess I could put it on Camilla so that I could use her in Allegiance battles, but since I don't use her in Arena, it feels like a bit of a waste. But other than that, the rest are alright, fairly interesting, but I don't know, it's just too many duds that I don't really want. As for what I do want, I really do want Thracier and Yoon, mostly just because I want more defense heroes so I can have 2 on each season and not have to worry about things, but there's just so much that I don't like about this banner that I don't feel like it's good to pull here to like invest heavily, even if this is a rare chance where both of them are on focus together. I think Thraceer's coming back in like December and Yoon's in January or something, so they won't be sharing focus again anytime soon. But just not worth pulling heavily. I think we'll pull all the green orbs that we get in our opening session, and then we'll call it with that, which is just 1 green orb, so I guess just the free summon. I would have liked to see a full circle, but oh well. And what have we got? Just barter. Yep, that's a good sign, as good a sign as any that I just shouldn't pull on this banner. But yeah, that wraps up another month of summons. I know I actually spent a fair bit more orbs than usual. I didn't intend to do that, but just kind of worked out that way. But we're we still got some decent stuff. And so I'm overall pretty happy with the free summons that barter aside. So yeah, thank you as always for watching this. Best of luck to all of you on your summons, free or otherwise. And until next time, this is Hoodie Angel Brendan, signing out.